Hey YouTube, this is PokéCastXVll here, and today I've got a quick deck profile that I wanted to share with you guys. I know with the rotation coming in, I've been primarily building black and white decks, and this is one that I've been playing recently. I just wanted to share it with you guys and maybe get some feedback. So I guess what I'll do is I'll go through the deck, show you what's in there, and then perhaps highlight a couple of cards and give you more detail as to why I'm playing them. And then on top of that, I'll do a bit of a playthrough, I guess, and show you guys some of the cards and show you how the synergy works as such. And yeah, so let's just get straight to it. Alright guys, so here is the deck that I've been playing with. If you haven't already guessed it by now, it is Darkrai, which I run 3 of, Darkrai EX, and Kyurem, which I also run 3 of. And lastly, to complete the Pokemon lineup, is 2 Sableye. Okay, and so for the trainer lineup, so 4 Pokemon Catcher, which is becoming quite standard in most decks in the black and white format. 4 Dark Patch. 4 Energy Switch. 3 Random Receivers. 3 Ultra Ball, 2 Level Ball, 2 Eviolite, 2 Super Scoop Up, a single Super Rod, and lastly for the trainers, a single Switch. So for the supporter lineup, so it's 4 Professor Juniper, 4 N, which is also quite standard, and lastly 3 Bianca. And for the energy lineup, so it's 2, 4, 6, so it's 8 Darkness Energy, and there's 2, 4, 6, 7 Water Energy. Alright guys, so I'll quickly take you through the, I guess, the tactic of the deck, the winning condition if you like, and just show you how it kind of works. So it's mainly focused around these 2 cards, which are Darkrai EX from Dark Explorers and Kyurem, not Kyurem EX, just a normal one from Noble Victories. So the idea of the deck is with Kyurem's Glaciate. Glaciate, for those of you who don't know, it does 30 damage to all of your opponent's Pokemon. However, you don't apply weakness or resistance for the bench Pokemon. And pairing that with Night Spear does 90 damage and does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So I guess the idea of the deck is to Glaciate continuously and then just pick off the bench with the bonus damage of Darkrai. So I guess really where the synergy kind of lies between these 2 is in the trainer cards, but on top of that I do run Sableye, there's 2 of them, and that just allows you to reuse your trainer cards, and personally I feel that with Darkrai it's too good not to run, especially with this deck seeing it's very trainer based. So that's the Pokemon. So with the trainer cards, Ultra Ball is a really key factor to this deck because you can just discard your Darkness Energy and then revive them with Dark Patch. Also, with that in mind, you can use Bianca, which is why I run Bianca over Kyurem, because I'm quite heavily, I quite rely on Ultra Ball as such. And on top of that, you can then use Energy Switch to switch them around. And if you notice with Kyurem, Kyurem, similar to Terrakion, also requires 2 Water Energy and a colorless unit of energy. And you can use the Energy Switch to put the Darkness Energy onto Kyurem to fill that to fill the colorless spot. On top of that, once it's got the Darkness Energy with Darkrai's Dark Cloak, it means that it then has free retreat. So that's a little bit about the synergy of the deck, if you like. On top of that, Pokemon Catcher, although it's fairly standard, what you can do with Catcher is bring up a Pokemon with a high retreat cost, and that way you can kind of stall them out whilst you continuously Glaciate with Kyurem. So some other cards are highlighted. Level Ball. I run 2 Level Ball just to search Sableye, try and get out on your first turn. So you can just use trainer cards if you like, and then just revive them with Junk Hunt. I suppose the argument could be why run more level ball when you could just run Sableye, and the main reason for that is just for deck thinning. And even if you already have 2 Sableye and level ball's a dead card, you can just discard it with Ultra Ball. So some other cards. Super Scoop Up, it's quite a flippy card, usually one that I wouldn't play. However, if you can revive trainer cards with Sableye, then I don't particularly mind. And plus, it's a good way to revive Darkrai as well. And lastly, just a single switch for just to make the deck a little bit more versatile. It's just in case I can't get a Darkrai out or whatever, and say I've got like Sableye, Kyurem out or whatever. It can often help you out in situations like that. Alright guys, so I'll quickly take you through a brief playthrough. I guess you can kind of see how the synergy works within the cards, and just kind of a bit more about how the deck works. So just keep in mind that I'm just assuming, so say ideally your starter would be a Sableye, and on your bench, say you start with a Kyurem. So what you can do, say for example if you have an Ultra Ball in hand, you can Ultra Ball and say discard 2 Darkness Energy. With that in mind, you can then bring out Darkrai, and say for example you Dark Patch, you can Dark Patch onto Darkrai, and then just use your normal attachment for the turn on a Kyurem. And then finally, if you wanted to, you can just use Energy Switch, move the energy onto Sableye, and then use Sableye's Junk Hunt to revive some trainer cards. So I guess ideally you'd be wanting to revive Dark Patch and Energy Switch. So I guess really the only problem with using Sableye as such is when you're putting these cards back into your hand, a lot of people, a lot of players are using 4 ends in their deck now. But even if they do use N against you, those are 2 usable cards that are going back into your deck. And on top of that, you can use your form of draw supporter as well. So saying that they don't end you and you still have your hand as it was last turn, I guess you can attach another War Trainer just to Kyurem. I guess usually the problem with Kyurem is that with no form of water acceleration, with the rotation taking away, I guess, Floatzel and Feraligatr Prime, there's no real acceleration with Kyurem. However, I mean I can power it up in 2 turns if it works. So I mean I guess you can Dark Patch again, and then retreat it, and then Energy Switch, and yeah, there you go. There's a powered up Kyurem by turn 2, and you can just continue to glaciate. And if you have a catcher or whatever, you can catcher to stall them out. And in the midst of all that, you can keep powering it with Darkrai whilst you continue to glaciate. And on top of that, you can use your support cards as well. So yeah. Alright guys, so there you pretty much have it. That is my Darkrai and Kyurem deck profile for you guys. If you have any suggestions or anything you want to add to the deck, then be sure to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll always try my best to get back to you guys. Regarding the deck itself, I know we're due to receive a new set. I think it's mid-August for us here in the UK. But based on what I've seen so far, there isn't really too much I would add to this deck. And I know that Stage 2s are becoming a lot more popular now with Garchomp due to release, and also Hydreigon. But with that in mind, this potentially could be quite a good deck idea, with Glaciate spreading damage and hitting off those basics before they evolve into Stage 2. And also Darkrai will always be a popular contender, whatever format you're playing in at the moment. So yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.